is the Nude Party? Talk about that as a band. How did you guys get together, and how would you describe your music? I know, tough, right?
We've been together about 9 years. He and the keyboard player are brothers. The rest of us met in college, or otherwise we were childhood friends. And yeah, pretty much been doing it since nearly freshman year of college. And as for what the Nude Party is, we're a band.
You're a band, but you're a unique band in the sense that your music is not like a traditional style of music, right? You guys, how would you describe the Nude Party music, your music?
Multi-influenced rock and roll with a little bit of country.
Yeah, in many ways it's very traditional. Because our influence is like, I mean, we like a lot of old rock and roll and country music and, you know, the fundamental music of what makes our sound, which is, when people ask us what we sound like, we just say rock and roll music.
Yeah, so how did you come up with that sound? So there's a lot of you, right? And so I find your sound so unique, and that's why, like, you know, like, you're young guys, and I sort of surfer rock. I said sort of Pulp Fiction-y in a lot of ways, like, and how did you guys, like, when you guys got together, did that sound come natural to you, or was it just something that you developed over time?
We used to cover a lot of stuff like that. So we used to cover like a lot of surf rock type stuff, like Link Ray. We used to do a lot of Doors stuff. Kind of like learned a lot of covers first, and then half the band learned to play their instruments in the band. So Nude Party music is kind of all we know how to play together with this exact group of people. It's definitely shaped and changed over years.
We thought it'd be fun to start a band before we even knew really how to play it. We were just like, we want to start a band. And then we, like, I mean, I played a little bit before the band, and Patton played a little bit. Brose played before the band. But I think the sound of the Nude Party formed very much as all of us just like coming together for the first time.
And is it evolving? Are you finding that it's evolving, or are you keeping, I mean, how's it evolving over the years? Because now you guys have got a couple of albums out, you're streaming a lot of music, you guys are gaining in popularity. How's your music evolving?
We're getting better at songwriting and kind of scaling down what doesn't need to be there, and not everybody playing all the time, and kind of finding ways to do the most with sparsity, and otherwise, you know, playing to our strengths as musicians and as a band together. And just getting better at, you know, singing, playing, songwriting, performing. And I would think that that's kind of our evolution, is just getting better at the craft. And we've listened to a lot more music as we get older, so you take in that influence as you get older.
You're starting to tour more in more locations. Where would you, I guess, how is touring going, and how does it feel to play in front of a bunch of people that either don't know you or know your music? Like, what does that feel like? You guys feel like you're living the dream a little bit and evolving or growing at the pace that you want to grow?
Well, we could always grow faster.
Yeah, really.
It wouldn't be bad to, you know, skyrocket to massive popularity. But you know, that's mostly a joke. There really isn't, like, there's no easy way to things. You know, people like to talk about like selling out, or like, oh, they got big off TikTok, they got big off this. I mean, we've been touring some years more often than we haven't been touring. We've been doing that for 8-9 years. Yeah. So I mean, we love it. You know, we wouldn't continue to tour if we didn't love doing it. And we definitely have grown over the years in the organic way of just, when you go to a town one year and you come back 8 months later, people that saw you 8 months ago come back and they bring friends. So we've definitely seen organic growth in that way.
Yeah, I think we've been touring for long enough now where there isn't really, I mean, we love to play music, number one. So there isn't like an end result in mind, you know, like we don't leave for a tour and we're like, this is the dream. Now it's more just, this is what we do with our lives, and we love to play music. And I think it's more about being present in the process than, you know, maybe when we were younger we were thinking more about where we could go, but I think now we've become more seasoned musicians, and we've grown as people and as friends, and it's just more about the process.
What's the goal, the dream? Like, do you guys have like, oh, we want to be here at this point, or is there?
I think the simplest goal would be to live comfortably and sustainably off just playing music. I think that's kind of the end-all be-all goal, and to continue doing it in a friendly and happy manner. You know, the moment that any of us start not enjoying what we do, we failed the goal. It's not really like there is one certain goal so much as there's a lot of stuff we don't want to do. You don't want to get mad at people. You don't want to start to hate your life or feel like you wasted time. The goal is to just continue to be happy doing what we do. And so far that's worked out really well.
Yeah, and I think with just like Austin said, evolving as musicians and working that muscle as artists, where we come to a point where we, you know, are producing genuine music that we genuinely love, and that, I mean, I think that's the goal, because it all starts at the music. Like, if, you know, if when you're playing every single night for a month straight, if you don't like the music, you're not gonna have a very good time. So you have to start there, and it's really important to, you know, to nurture that.
You gotta raise your baby.
You gotta raise the babies. All kids.